So let me get this straight. Some people think the deep state is cloning celebrities in underground bunkers, but can't fathom that offering $1,000 to undocumented immigrants to voluntarily leave might just be a trap. Guys, come on. Salutations, fellow nerds. I'm Rick Y, and today is May 7th, 2025. I recently posted a meme on Reddit because one of my favorite pastimes is political humor. Some of you may remember my diatribe on Kid Rock's We the People, titled Kid Rock is a hot plate of tobacco and mayonnaise casserole. That one blew up. But here's what I keep running into on Reddit. Over and over again, I post satire. The point goes over someone's head, and I end up having to explain the joke, which, as any comedy nerd knows, kind of kills it. The headline: Trump's administration is offering undocumented immigrants $1,000 to self-deport. Cue Admiral Akbar. It's a trap! Now, I could explain why that immediately set off alarm bells, because this administration has made cruelty toward immigrants a political selling point. But again, that defeats the joke. And yet, I had to explain it anyway because some people genuinely couldn't understand why this must be bait. You see, I mentioned that the government often runs what are called honeypot operations. They don't chase you, they lure you. Fake prizes, fake interviews, fake tickets. You show up to collect, they serve the warrant. They followed up with saying something along the lines of, they'll just mail them a check or a plane ticket. Oh, well, that clears everything right up, doesn't it? Because, pardon the pun, but when has ICE ever been that chill? But I want to give credit where it's due. One response was extremely well written. It was structured, thorough, and honestly, it deserves to be read out loud. Even though I completely disagree, I respect the hell out of how it was presented. It was from a user by the name of Orbital Narwhal, and it goes as follows. Quote, I don't think the offer is a trap. Self-deportation is the most common type of deportation in the EU and other parts of the world, and many host countries pay lump sums of multiple thousands of dollars or euros to people who organize and pay for their own deportation, because that's far cheaper and easier than to return somebody to their own home country by force. The lump sums are an incentive towards reintegration because they often leave enough room to get back on one's feet in a different country. Most people would rather take care of the inevitable on their own terms rather than spend an unpredictable amount of weeks or months trapped at a holding facility, travel with limited luggage, and end up in an unsuitable part of their home country at an unpredictable time, with little to no cash for what the last leg of their trip, so that they can't make connections to other transports and none of their friends and family can easily pick them up. I'm more surprised that the U.S. government doesn't already offer self-deportation grants. In fact, it would surprise me far less if that is already the case and the orange turd is blowing hot air with his proposals again. Let me start off by saying this. If I am lucky enough to have the person who wrote this in my audience here, I just want to say thank you, because these are the exact kind of discussions that help dialogues and they don't hinder them. So while I disagree, I do so with the utmost respect. And here's why I disagree. Let's break it down for people who don't understand. European countries like Germany or Sweden, they run voluntary return programs. The message is, here's some money, a ticket, and a shot at reintegration. Go home safely, no hard feelings. It's not perfect, but it's a policy with at least a little bit of dignity. The US under Trump, it wasn't immigration policy, it was performance art with a badge. We didn't hand out tickets, we handed out trauma. The first administration had kids in cages, raids at hospital, pregnant women shackled. It was designed to terrify people into leaving and to rally the base in the process. And now, we're supposed to believe this same administration, the one that called immigrants animals and invaders, is going to hand out $1,000 checks of taxpayer dollars to help them on their way. Oh, but student loan forgiveness for our own citizens as they drown in debt, that's a bridge too far. Come on. Look, maybe I've got trust issues, but if you're undocumented and believe the U.S. government is going to mail you a check, no strings attached, more power to you. Personally, I'd rather invest in crypto with Kid Rock's financial advisor. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you appreciated the snark and the substance, consider liking and subscribing. This channel's growing steadily, and I love seeing all of you show up in the comments. Smart, funny, and most importantly, not afraid to think critically. Y'all come back now. You hear?